Hello everybody and welcome back to the new VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today, we're checking out a new VR headset that looks too good to be true, the Xbox Series X may be getting VR, Oculus Elite straps continue to snap, and of course, we're going over the latest games. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into this. So first up, we got a trailer for Captain Toonhead, a first-person tower defense title releasing in 2021. The game promises a hybrid of classic FPS action mixed with tower defense elements. Now this looks like some pretty crazy cartoon style action. I'm personally looking for something that has the same feel of Orcs Must Die, cause it's easily one of my most favorite tower defense titles. Now if you don't want to wait till 2021, we do have new games releasing much sooner. In fact, I actually missed the release of Star Shaman last week. Star Shaman is a room scale shooter with some roguelite elements. You'll be battling to bring back the spark of life to a boring cube-filled world. It looks to be a funky, color-filled experience that might have you dancing while you play and unnecessarily spinning. All jokes aside, I am interested in trying out this game, and if I do, I'll let you guys know what I think. So our next title is releasing on this Friday, October 30th, and it's actually my free game. If you guys don't know, I always like to include a free title, and this week's is Thunderballz. Thunderballz is an online 2v2 multiplayer title where you're trying to take down an enemy's base with the use of good old-fashioned artillery and some futuristic weapons. The game offers multiple different strategies to win, features crossplay between the Oculus Store and Steam on all major PC VR headsets, and like I said, it's free, so you got nothing to lose. Go check out this title. It really looks intriguing, and there's definitely nothing else quite like this game out there. Okay, so let's move into some game updates. Stride, the title that's commonly referred to as Mirror's Edge in VR, is getting 2 new game modes. Now Stride will first be available on the Oculus Store with all 3 game modes this Friday, October 30th, and Steam players will have to wait until November 4th. Now the 3 game modes include Arena, Time Run, and Endless. Arena is a large open world with specific objectives like kill all the enemies or collect certain items. Time Run is a challenge to find the quickest path to complete a level, and it all comes down to keeping a great flow and never slowing down. The Endless mode is continually generated terrain while you're being chased by a red line of death. So if you can't keep up, you lose. Once again, this is all about speed and flow, but it also brings with it some additional tension. Speaking of tension, The Walking Dead Onslaught has also received some major updates. Now if you didn't know, this game was not well received, and some of the major complaints were around the weapons and the overall lack of tension in this title. Now I'm glad to say both ranged and melee weapons have been completely reworked. One of my major complaints was you can take a pistol, put it right up to a zombie's head, and attempt to blow its brains out, but it didn't die. So this has been corrected. There's a lot more simulated weight on the weapons. Weapons will get stuck in an enemy's head more often, and the walker AI has been reworked to make them much more deadly enemies. The unfortunate part is that first impressions count, and it's going to be hard for Servios to win back players, especially those who have already refunded the title. Now another interesting update we got was in regards to the release of Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Now this is from the same studio that brought us Vader Immortal, and just like Vader Immortal, we've learned that Tales from the Galaxy's Edge is also releasing in separate parts. The first part will be available next month on November 19th, with the second part not coming until sometime in 2021. I'm curious why they're continuing to release games in this manner, what the overall benefit to their studio is, but I do hope that any feedback they receive for the first part just helps to make any future parts that much better. Okay guys, so that's it for the game news. Let's start moving into some hardware news, starting with the Elite strap on the Oculus Quest 2 snapping. Now if you happen to be a Redditor, you've most likely seen multiple accounts of cracked Elite straps. Now as of the time of making this video, there was roughly 20 separate instances, but from my personal experience, I was not able to duplicate this. That's right guys, I went to take one for the team. I put my Oculus Quest on and just over tightened it until it was hurting my face. It luckily did not snap, and I even went as far as pulling the device off my head before loosening it. I'll be completely honest, I didn't pull it off my head under that much tension on purpose. This was purely on instinct. It all happened a little bit too fast, and for a few moments there, I thought the headset would have been damaged, but luckily it's completely okay. But I do have to say that my personal experience and the experience of the roughly 20 or so people out there is all anecdotal. So maybe there is some form of manufacturing defect out there that is affecting some some straps and not others. It's possible that some users are applying pressure at a specific angle, or it's just a couple cases of bad luck. After dealing with my onward Oculus Quest issues and capturing over 85 accounts of people experiencing the exact same issue, I've basically learned from my mistakes. While yes, 85 accounts of a game having a specific issue, or 20 accounts of a head strap breaking sounds pretty horrible, but from a numbers basis, this is an extremely small percentage. I'm hoping just Facebook offers replacements, and if they do identify some type of manufacturing defect, they correct it on newer models. As of right now, I consider the Elite strap a must-have item compared to the strap that comes with the Oculus Quest 2. So while we're speaking about the Oculus Quest 2, it might be getting some competition from an unexpected source. Now, an FCC filing shows that HTC has a new headset on the way, and it's most likely a version of the Vive Focus that uses the same XR2 chip found in the Oculus Quest 2. Now, after the failure of the HTC Cosmos, the company's been more focused on the enterprise level and all but giving up on their consumer grade products. Now, I'm actually hoping they'll make a return to the consumer with a standalone headset that can give some competition to the Oculus Quest 2. Currently, Facebook is monopolizing this market, but the average consumer is not happy with the Facebook login requirements or may have some personal misgivings with Facebook as a company. HTC definitely has the opportunity to swoop in here, and if it's combined with their Netflix-style Viveport Infinity subscription service and their PC VR wireless hardware, they can finally start offering a product that no one else really has. Imagine a standalone headset that has similar specs to the Oculus Quest 2, comes with a subscription to a huge library of games, and also has an adapter that allows you to stream your PC VR games to this headset, and you don't have to deal with things like having a Facebook login. Well, that's actually a deal I would jump on as your average consumer. But let's talk about a deal that sounds absolutely too good to be true, and that's the new Decagear VR headset. It's coming in May of 2021, features some of the best specs on the market, and also includes features that you just can't get anywhere else, including 2 facial cameras, a special hip-based movement system, the option to wirelessly stream your games with a 6-hour battery life, and pressure sensor controllers that will allow for finger tracking. And you get all of this for less than $500. That's right, less than $500, you're getting a headset with the same specs as the HP Reverb G2, plus all of these additional features. And you could reserve one now for only $10 down, but I am just way too skeptical to give up those $10. Now, I really hope this is true, but I have some major questions on how that hip-based tracking locomotion system works, or how the wireless game streaming works. And then the demo they use for face tracking, well, it's not that impressive. Now, I hope I'm completely wrong because on paper, this is the absolute best new VR headset, but there's way too many open-ended questions, and I feel like at some point it's going to be a bait and switch. So you guys know how it goes. I'll continue to follow this headset, and when I have more information, you'll have more information. So just one more quick story before we go, and that's the potential of VR on the Xbox Series X. So a user has identified some code in the upcoming Microsoft Flight Simulator VR beta that references Scarlet VR. Now, Scarlet was the original code name for the Xbox Series X, so Scarlet VR does sound like a likely code name that could be used. And we also know that Microsoft's been working a bit more closely with Valve recently, so maybe it's a possibility that Microsoft will now finally be embracing VR on their Xbox platform. And that does it for today's new VR news. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Alright, I'll see you guys on next time.